When I moved in '79, the street had a lot more older homes, historic homes, than it does now, of course. We have lost so many homes in the whole North Side neighborhood from the deterioration and neglect and the age of the homes. My house was built in 1888. Most of the houses around here are built prior to the World's Fair in 1904. And it just takes a lot to keep up an old house and to keep it in good repair. And once the neighborhood started to change and home ownership slid from being homeowners living in the house to homeowners owning the house but not living here, and renters living here, you started to notice a big deterioration and a big change. So even though we cry about it and we bemoan the fact that we're losing so much beautiful housing stock, it just really was a rapid decline. And we struggled and tried to keep our properties together and try to convince people to move in and rehab the old houses, but it was slow. It didn't really pick up until the late 1980s, going into the 90s. Then that's when people started to think, well, that's a pretty nice looking old house. It had been happening all around in other neighborhoods, Lafayette Square, Soulard, Tower Grove, Central West End. I mean, those properties stood a much better chance of being rehabbed and people living in them, and the neighborhoods coming back much faster and at a higher rate than we did over here. Several reasons for that. We'll talk later about the restrictive covenants, which not only made it, the races or the ethnicities of the people be all black. It also meant that the income was less. When you don't have diversity in race, you don't have diversity in income either, and socioeconomic things. People that have college education and are able to and have the desire to, the whole strata changes. So it was a struggle, but I'm happy to say that we came together under SLACO. We organized. When the Sustainable Neighborhood Initiative started in when was it? Maybe 2004 or something like that, or some many years ago. The initiatives came through to plan for the redevelopment and restructuring of neighborhoods, and ours was the North Central Plan. I have a thick red book where we went to meetings for, oh my God, it seemed like 10 years. And I mean, it was a long time. It might have been 6 or 7 years, but it was a long time of meetings almost every night, and writing down what it was we wanted to see in the neighborhood: businesses, schools better, housing, jobs, and all the infrastructure that it takes to make a neighborhood viable and livable and someplace where people want to be. And that's what we worked on. And the outcome of that and the fruition of going to all those meetings was when the economic stimulus package came down from the Obama administration through HUD. HUD was looking for shovel-ready housing development projects, and we had ours. We had that big red book ready. We had contacted partners who wanted to build in the neighborhood, and so they were able to get that all those millions of dollars to build Sarah, phase 1 and 2 of Sarah, which phase 1 is at the Vanderveer, at the Sarah end, and phase 2 is the Vanderveer end with the housing. And then behind me